But you're there going on the internet, mate, making yourself busy. Now, it's personal, Joe, because at the end of the day now, mate, you want to hope he does back you for millions. You're going to have to fight me anyway when you see me, ain't you?
My grudge with JohnFury is he went to a premiere of a movie called Prize Fighter. John was talking to illustrious company. One of the illustrious companies said to John, there's another boxer in this film, Joe Egan. Do you know Joe? He went, yeah, I know Joe. Joe's a fraud. Joe's a fake hard man. I will show him how much of a fake hard man I am. He's the one that's shying away from the fight.
I wasn't expecting it, but I know that he blows up before press conferences and, he's just getting some steam off, blowing some steam off.
He said he wanted to fight you in your prime. Do you remember that?
Yes, he did. I remember that. And I was like, he's not serious, is he? We didn't really take him too serious, but he did offer the fight.
Just a quick video to straighten one or two things up out there. I find it very embarrassing when people's got to start using people's names to make a living, where they've had that big of a failed career, they can't do nothing themselves off their own name. So what I'm going to say, make it quite clear, there's no Christmas money for anybody. There's never going to be any paydays out of JohnFury because I've worked too hard for my money. You know, and at the end of the day, I'm sitting pretty, I don't need money. You know, I've got bigger and better fish to fry than going on trivial about 60-year-old men fighting up and down what no one wants to see. You know, but I'm happy, I'm comfortable where I'm at in life. I'm comfortable with my boxing career. I fought the best men in Britain and Europe. If you want to check the record and check the men I fought, you can do. That's there, and I've done that and I'm happy with it. I was never a world beater, don't claim to be. But what I'm trying to say is, it's a sad state of play when people's got to keep mentioning one man, JohnFury. I was never anything worth mentioning, yet they want to keep burning my name out. Good God, there's better men to talk about than me out there. But they keep picking on me for some reason because people are that sick and weak-minded. They want to pay them 50 or 100 quid to make a podcast talking about me. You know, who am I to keep talking about? You know, bloody hell, it's embarrassing, to be fair with you, when people's got to use one man's name before they can get a viewing figure. If they talk about anybody else, no one's interested. They talk about JohnFury. But listen, I'm quite happy that people are still interested in what they've got to say about me. But let me just make it short and sweet. There's never going to be any paydays for these people. I want to fight Mike Tyson, you know, because that was beneficial to me and I could make a lot of money. And the only time I'd ever get back in the ring, let me tell you, these couldn't afford it anyway. Misfits couldn't afford to pay it. You know, at the end of the day, I'm not going to risk my life for peanuts when I've already made it, am I? You know, so at the end of the day, I'm laughing, sat here, you know, enjoying life. Success is brilliant. You know, I'm just sorry for sad people. You can't leave my name out their mouth. But I got to smile. There's no more aggression coming from me. I'm not making any more videos regarding fighting because it's a non-entity now from there. Moving on to bigger and better things. And I apologise to everybody I've offended, you know, my bad language and my rants and that. But I'm going to clean up my act from now on and be a bit more sensible, you know, because believe it or not, you know, there's better things in life than to talk about fight, box. And it wasn't kind to me. I made $4,000 out of 14 fights I had. Made $4,000, got beat to death for nothing at short notice. But that's by and by. It's brought us to where we are today. But, you know, it's paid dividends. I'm sat here now, lovely and happy. So, God bless. And have a lovely Christmas to everyone. And again, I apologise for my bad language. You won't hear it again. I'm not making any more videos. Not responding to any more non-entities. So, have a good Christmas. And I look forward to seeing you in 26. Bye-bye.
Hello, JohnFury. It's them or day again. Your worst nightmare. I watched you 4 months ago standing up screaming on the stage.
Here I am! Any man alive want to fight JohnFury? I'm here ready to go!
Then I watched your podcast with Free Bets 4 months later. A timid shell, a shadow of the man 4 months previous.
So, starting off with Joe Egan, how many times do you reckon he's searched for monthly worldwide in Google?
Well,
and you've wilted. You looked a faded, scared man talking on that podcast. Your bully boy antics have been exposed now, John, by a man that's got the balls to stand up to the bully. Okay? Now you step up to the mark. You come from good fighting stock. You're a travelling man.
Right, who wins? Carl Froch, JohnFury?
I'd watch it. Do you know what I mean? I don't think I could back against anyone to beat Carl Froch on the cobbles.
Even on the cobbles?
It's a big lump, JohnFury, and he is getting on a little bit, but there might be a few illegal moves from JohnFury. But Froch is a hard bastard.
How do you think Carl dealt with Big John on
He
Monday?
didn't say anything, did he? Sort of let him get on with it, really. But what are you going to do? Shout out from a TV platform? Yeah, come on in. Yeah, that's not really Carl's style. Let's see if that actually gets in this kind of range. Because if it gets in this kind of range, it's going to be very different.
Do you reckon if it was, like, what are we, a foot away from each
I
other?
think if JohnFury stuck it on Carl Froch in his space, I think he would chin him immediately.
Really? Even live on Netflix?
Yes. Because these guys, they don't allow you to do, you can't do that. Do you remember David Hay and Derek Chisora? So Hay was the same thing. Once someone Hay's like, I've got no choice. What do you want me to do? Stand there and just let him get in my face? No, I had to chin him. And that's what these guys do. So if they get in that kind of range, might be interesting.
Is it good promotion? This caused a lot of debate, JohnFury, over the past 48 hours.
Good promotion for what? Is it going to help sell tickets for Fury Makhmedov? Probably not really. Is it going to create noise? Absolutely. So yeah, look, anything that creates noise is, can be effective, but for the fight, I don't think it does a lot for the fight, but it's JohnFury.
I like JohnFury. I've met him on a number of occasions and I've always felt him to be a very educated voice around boxing. His recent incarnation over the last 2 or 3 years of John becoming front and centre of the circus, like a Cirque du Soleil horror show, I think that's embarrassing. I think Carl Froch is putting in a video. By the way, Carl Froch is standing right there when he's saying, where is he? Carl Froch is doing his first broadcast for Netflix. He doesn't want any of this. The one thing I don't think Carl Froch is frightened of is JohnFury. I know it's theatrics. I know it's part of the show. I know it brings noise, and I suppose in its space it does its job. But is it not just a tad embarrassing?
Listen, you said it yourself. In its space, it does a job, and I think we live in that world today, where now people, it was a press conference that was always going to be maybe a little quiet because Makhmedov doesn't speak particularly great English. He's not really going to say too much. Tyson Fury done his thing, and he was talking about Anthony Joshua and the tragedy there and the circumstances for him coming back into boxing. That was all great. But that JohnFury always adds a little bit of spice, and that's what gets people watching. So I suppose it's done its work. And you've got your own opinion on whether it was embarrassing or not embarrassing.
Is it good spice, Holly? Is it good spice?
I'll tell you what. Listen. From one side, I'm a fan of Netflix getting involved in boxing because it broadens it. It broadens it out in so many viewerships. But on the other end, I sometimes question what Netflix puts on, and I'm saying, do they really have the best interest of boxing? Or are they just looking for the clickbait of the moment? And when you're looking for the clickbait of the moment, this is yet another example of that. The Furies have a lightning rod image. Obviously, Tyson backs it up. He can fight, okay? Yep. He's accomplished everything. But then you got this kind of thing here. You make the point about Makhmedov's not really an opponent that's going to sell a fight either. Fury's just coming back in as well. People love a train wreck, man. I hate to say it. We're in a generation where the train wreck sells.
To ask you, where's Big JohnFury, the fighting man? Where is it? Where is he gone? I've got to ask you while I've got you on.
You can two me. You two shithouses can try and two me. I'll batter the shit out of the two of you. And if I've got to go back to jail for you two shithouses...
Carl, it's the amount of support that I've got for people that wanted me to put manners on JohnFury.
Absolutely. Right? What's he done? Has he left the country? Where is he?
I don't know where he's gone. I think he's hiding under a rock somewhere, like the vermin that he is.
It's unbelievable. He's vanished.
He insulted me. He bullied people over the years, and then the headbutt that he threw at that young Ukrainian in Saudi highlighted him for what he is. He's a thug, he's a bully. I hate to say he's a coward because he called the fight on. I'll fight any 58-year-old man on the planet. I've stepped up to the mark because he insulted me with Russell Crowe. Neither of us were any good, Carl. Both of us were just tough. My chin's been hit by 4 heavyweight champions of the world and not knocked out. He got hit by 1 and was knocked out. So I believe my chin is better than his. We're too old to dance around the ring. We'll stand in front of each other if he gets the courage to get in with me, and we'll punch until one of us gives, one of us breaks. And I think he would break before me. And that's what I believe. And if he believed different, he'd have taken the fight, Carl. I do believe in his mind that he thinks, well, Joe Egan might be just a little bit too much for him. A lot of money being offered. Maybe he doesn't need the money. No harm to me.
Yeah, but he was the one who called it on, not you. He started it. He gave it the big one.
He started it, Carl.
He had his bluff called, and then he went